Hi folks, I think it is the 28th of Wednesday. Is it Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday 28th of July. Yeah, as I told you, I was going to do some of these kind of bowls. And this one I've just done, I'm going to throw another one. Just spin it around a touch. You know, there's many variations that you can do on this type of bowl. So what I want to try and do with these, I'm not throwing them on bats, you see. So if you don't throw on bats, you need to get yourself one of these. Because it'll just help you to get the pots off the wheel. And yesterday in that video I talked about, didn't I, trying to get pots off the wheel. How to get them off the wheel without dropping them or deforming them, or, you know. So this is one of those types that has a sort of slight pedestal foot. Of course these are going to be trimmed afterwards. So having used the blowtorch there, which I do actually use in conjunction with doing this, forming these sort of scallops. This is octagonal. If you count the sections here, it's octagonal. So let's lift him off, and then I'm going to get some clay. So I'm going to go right the way down, you know, double Winston Churchill V signs down to the bottom, the victory signs, and he just comes straight off like that, you see. I mean, you set him up a little bit, you see, with the blowtorch. Let me get a bit of clay here. Beautiful evening. Absolutely beautiful. Let me swing the camera around so you can see the beautiful evening. There you go. Couldn't be nicer, could it? Indeed not. Indeed not. Okay, just get back to where we were there. Alright, so what I'm going to do is, these are a couple of pounds. So what's that? Too much. 33, 32.9, 31, 31.98. That'll do. That will do. If you don't have a balance, get yourself one of these. They're cheap and cheerful. $6 on eBay, or 10, you know, but not very much really. So, a couple of pounds. See if we're in the picture okay. More or less. Yeah, okay. Thanks for joining us, folks. Oh. So, some tools. I may use one of these kind of coconut ribs. Or I may not. So as usual, I'm going to cone him up. And then center him down. And when you center down, what you can do is just push him off center a bit like that as you push him down. You'll find if you do that, rather than just trying to push straight down, offset him a little bit like that, and then apply a little bit of pressure, and he'll just go right down, easy peasy. Yeah. So I've got to remember here not to go push down too deep, because I want to have some clay to trim, you see. So pulling up, getting a little bit of height here. Yes. Keep it nicely, evenly watered. It's kind of important with a bowl, you know, and as you get wider, use your rear view mirror like I'm doing over there. Use your rear view mirror just in case you're being overtaken, you know. A lovely bird out there, see. So always remember with a bowl, make it sort of like, rather than most forms, you're looking at the outside shape and everything, because the inside is sort of down inside the pot. You don't really look at it so much. But with a bowl, you're very conscious of the form of the inside. You see, what does a bowl do when you pick up a bowl? What does it do? It invites you to look inside, doesn't it? So decide what you want people to see when they look inside. This is why I like this kind of wheel, because I can really fine-tune the speed, you see. And that's actually important with a bowl, because as you sort of widen the bowl out, so you're also thinning the wall, you know, and you want to be in control of the speed, most definitely. So I'm actually widening it a touch now. That's a happy bird. He's called a happy bird, that one. Okay, let's just bring the camera over here a touch. Sort of sideways view so you can see what's going on. I'll show you the inside as well. Show you the inside, the outside. Okay. Keep singing, bird. I like it. I like it. Okay, now let's, so what I'm going to do is let's just bring this in a touch. I'll try and show you this in a bit of detail. Let's, don't need to stick it yet, do we? So, actually I will leather it though. I will leather it. Yeah, don't forget to leather the edges of your pots. Right. You could use a variety of different tools. Piece of dowel. I'm going to use this cut-off needle thing. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my two middle fingers. I'm basically going to press this on the outside of the pot and push my fingers, run them up over like that. So I'm going to take that like that, go down to the bottom there, and now I'm pulling up like that. Swing that around to the other side, dip that in the water again. So you want to do directly opposite. If you want to do an octagonal form, you want to do it like that, directly opposite. So put my fingers down into the bottom there and basically like that. You see, you don't have to make it an octagonal, an 8-sided shape. You could simply leave it as a 4-sided if you wanted to. All right, you getting the idea? Yeah. Kind of tempted to leave it like that, you know. Having done one octagonally, I'm sort of getting the feeling I'm going to leave it like that. It's something I like about it, the simplicity. So what I'm going to do now is you see, to lift off from the base like that, as I lift it, the form could crumple out of shape. Let's just pull the camera back a touch while I'm doing this. So one needs to stiffen I'm running out of gas. Hang on folks, let me just go and get another gas bottle. That's good timing, isn't it? Never mind. Yeah, I've got a load of these gas bottles, and I've got an adapter. I bought an adapter online. I bought an adapter to refill these bottles myself. From a 20-pounder, you know, it works pretty good. Don't have to throw them away. Keep it rotating. Alright, so having done that, by stiffening it a little bit, I can now come back to it with my two fingers on the inside and the stick on the outside, and just accentuate it just a little bit more, just to emphasize it just a touch more. Because when it's soft, it doesn't properly hold the shape, if you know what I mean. It quickly kind of, so by just using the blowtorch on it like that a touch, it helps now to come back to it and to do it one more time. I can hear an Amish buggy. Can you hear the horses? So, yeah, okay, so let's just take a chamois leather and just sort of drag the chamois leather over it like that. Alright, and just whip this guy off the tripod a minute. So what I need to do, I haven't put the stick in down the base here, so let's just do that. Alright, just give it a token sticking like that, because this is going to be trimmed, so we're not going to need to do any more. So there it is. Of course, the trimming of it will sharpen up the form considerably. Yeah. There's a couple of styles of bowls to have a go at. Yeah, you can be creative, be inventive. I mean, you don't have to copy me, because I'm just fumbling my way along as well. This one is hexagonal, this one, and this one is octagonal. This one has been trimmed in my right hand here, whereas this one hasn't. So this one will perhaps in the next video we'll trim these and we'll address that, how we go about it. Bearing in mind that you've got these points, so when you turn the pot upside down, it's going to be resting on these points. So perhaps how to go about that. Right, so let's try and get this guy off. It may be necessary just to give him a little. Yeah, I was doing a demonstration with Tomu Hamada, and I was using a blowtorch, and he came over and said, "Simon, in Japan we don't do that." I said, "Oh, don't you?" "Oh," I said, "I do." I'm not ashamed of it. It's a good way, I think, to speed up the work and allow you to further work on a piece, you know, rather than just having to leave it for an hour or two outside. You can get right on with it, you know. Okay, let's lift that guy off, put him over there on the board. But we'll cut him off first. That's a good idea, isn't it? What a good idea, to cut him off. Yeah, just if you've got any water there, just pull back the water with your throwing stick. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea indeed. Straight through. Make sure you keep the wire down and taut. Don't cut off with a slack wire. Keep it taut and keep it down with the thumb. Alright, now that'll be easy to lift off. We'll get right underneath it like that, you see. Okay, you just tilt it. Oop, there he is, you see. So he's already nicely stiffened off just by what I've done, you see. It's given him a head start for towards the trimming process. Thanks for joining us, folks. If you're interested in a Leach treadle wheel, I should say a nicer one than this. This was the actual prototype. But the ones we have made now are, we've got walnut capping here. None of this foam stuff, although this foam is actually quite good too. Maple and cherry, and they have a stainless steel liner on the inside and an aluminium wheel head. This is a steel wheel head. Okay, if that interests you, get in touch. Write to me, simonleachpottery@gmail.com. Workshops ongoing. I've got workshops. Check the dates. Write to me if a workshop interests you. Keep practicing workshop. You'll probably learn quite a lot. Probably more than you know what to do with. That's the thing, you see. I try to, with these workshops, get people. There's no point, you know, in just demonstrating a whole lot of fancy techniques that you've learned how to do when people are not yet able to throw a cylinder. There's just no point. So that's what my keep practicing workshops are really. They're really about really getting the basics, about trying to pull cylinders efficiently and well, and throw them to a stick gauge, you see. The gauge is king. Don't forget, the gauge is king, and the gauge will discipline you, and it'll be your biggest and best aid to repeat throwing and really learning how to pull the clay up, so that you can, you know, you can get the clay nicely distributed, equally distributed up, more or less. That's what you want, isn't it? You don't want to have heavy bottoms, all the clay down at the bottom and all thin at the top. You don't want that. So my aim is to try to get people further along that road. You've got plenty of time for doing all the fancy stuff, but just learn. We've got to learn the basics, haven't we, first? Yes, sirree. And in order to do that, we have to keep practicing. I'll see you in the next video. Probably we'll be trimming these and anything else that comes along. I may want to throw a few more. Okay, thanks folks, take care, I'll see you around town. Bye bye.